Okay, so I just wanted to let you know, based on a request from one of my students in periods 6 and 7, he requested actually that I just videotape myself doing the lesson and putting it on Google Classroom, so you guys can just do exactly what you would normally do when Mrs. Soto is here. So everybody knows to use their learning log, right? Everybody has their learning logs inside of their containers. So in your containers right now, you find your learning logs. So I'd like table captains to get the learning logs out and make sure that they give everybody their learning logs, because you do need to have your learning log out. Okay. The other thing is you're going to need your Frayer model. So I left a bunch of these already folded and ready to go, so that the sub could have somebody could have the table captains come up and you guys can grab one of these. So what you're going to be needing for today's math lesson is your learning log and your Frayer model. We've already been doing this. We know how this goes. In your learning log, on the left side is the output side, and on the right side is the input side. So to get going, I want to let you know what you are writing on the input side at the very top. After you put input, what you're going to be putting there, this is the new EQ, the new essential question. Now, before, we were still talking about expressions and equations, but we were talking about target C. Now we're going to be focusing on target D. So what target D asks us to do, the question is, and you're going to write this in your learning log on this right side, how can I solve real life problems and math problems using, and I'm going to fix that G right there, using expressions and equations? How can I solve real life problems and math problems using expressions and equations? Okay, so let's look. I'm looking down, and the very first question that I have is question 3. So I'm turning to question 3. I'm going to write it right here on my whiteboard. And in your learning log, you're going to be writing it right about here, right? Because right up here, it's going to say input. Then you're going to have your essential question for target D. And then you're going to leave a little bit of space, and you're going to write the question right here. So this is our first sample question that I'm going to work out for you, the same way I do when we're in regular class. Okay, so the question says, enter the number. Enter the number. Remember, if I'm writing, you're writing. That makes the equation true. It's not a question, it's actually they're telling you what to do. It's not a, oh, do you want to do this? No, they're actually saying, enter the number that makes the equation true. So now I'm going to write the equation. I'm going to write the equation with my purple marker. Okay, so I'm going to write it right here. So I'm going to go ahead and pull this chair over, and I'm going to sit on it because I need to write this here. Okay, so here's the equation. We got to make it true. 0.77 plus 25 over 100, let me darken this up so you guys can see it, 77 plus 25 over 100 equals, well, we don't know, over 100 plus 25 over 100. Okay, so as I'm looking at that, the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to get my red marker, and you're going to get your red pen, and I'm going to draw a square or rectangle around what I know is already true. This equals this. The equal sign in the middle means that both sides are the same. Whatever's on this side absolutely equals whatever it is on this side. So I'm looking over, this is the same and this is the same. Okay? So now I'm looking over here to what is different. These are the only two things that are different. So I have to figure out, what can I write here that is going to make this be exactly the same as this? Well, when you look at this over here, let me get my purple marker. This 0.77 is the same as saying 77 cents. 77 cents. All right. So when I look on this side, I'm like, oh, here we go. We have 100. All I have to do is write 77. Over here on this side, it's 0.77, like 77 cents. On this side, I'm saying the same thing. I have 77 pennies out of 100. So now this equation is true. I made it true. That's really how easy it is. So we're going to go and we're going to work on the Frayer model now. And when you have your Frayer model, okay, I want to make sure that you understand right in the center, you're writing equivalent expressions in the equal sign exactly like you're going to see it on the board. And you're writing those other questions, those other problems right here. and you're going to be doing the same thing. You're going to be working on making both sides true. And you're going to use the same exact strategies that I just did. You're going to do it the same way and do the same steps.